with Jeff Snyder.
What's the deal with the female lead in True Detective Season 2? Casting is coming down to the wire, though we all know that time is a flat circle. This week, a handful of actresses are going to be reading again for series creator and writer Nic Pizzolatto. Now, the Wrap has obtained a list of 7 names, and we are going to take you through their chances one by one. In the course of reporting this story, talent representatives told the Wrap that there were 9 or 10 girls going in. Others said that there were 4 or 5 girls going in. We'll call it even and stick with the original 7 names we got. Now, early on, Elizabeth Moss and Rachel McAdams were initially rumored, and while they can't be ruled out of contention just yet, the fact that more women are coming in to read suggests that they've either passed on the project or the powers that be have moved on. Now, the role that we're talking here is Annie Bezzarides, a tough, no-nonsense Monterey sheriff whose troubled upbringing has driven her to gambling and alcohol. So an actress needs to be able to play pain, despair, but also, talk tough. So we're going to start with the Longshots. Britt Marling, Una Chaplin, and Kelly Riley. Now, Una Chaplin is the granddaughter of Charlie Chaplin. She played Talisa on Game of Thrones, so she is familiar to HBO audiences. She just filmed the Nicholas Sparks adaptation, The Longest Ride, so she's definitely an up-and-coming actress, but she just may not be big enough a name for True Detective. Her manager did not respond to multiple requests for comment. Britt Marling would be a stronger candidate if she hadn't just finished Danny Boyle's cop series Babylon. She's coming off strong reviews for her performance in The Keeping Room, but she also seems to prefer writing her own material, so she may not be pursuing the project, as her publicist told The Wrap that there's nothing really happening on the True Detective front. As for Kelly Riley, she co-starred in the Denzel Washington movie Flight and the recent faith-based hit Heaven is for Real. It's unclear if she's looking to return to television, as her ABC series Black Box was just canceled. Her agent did not respond to a request for comment. Now, the next 3 actresses on the list have better odds, at least in my mind. We're talking about Jessica Biel, Malin Akerman, and Jamie Alexander. Malin Akerman is an HBO favorite, having co-starred on The Comeback. She co-starred in Zack Snyder's Watchmen, has worked with Tom Cruise on Rock of Ages. Anyone who saw her performance as a woman with alopecia in Happy Thank You More Please knows that she's capable of a lot more than the eye candy roles that she is frequently asked to play. Jamie Alexander, she is best known for playing Lady Sif in the Thor movies, so we know that she can play tough. She recently starred in Ryan Murphy's HBO series Open with Michelle Monaghan, who starred on the first season of True Detective. Now, HBO didn't pick up Open, but maybe the network is keeping an eye on her? Which brings us to Jessica Biel, who is the biggest name on this list and perhaps the most obvious choice for the role. She played a troubled war veteran in Home of the Brave, and after a string of flops, that didn't really do much for her, she kind of rededicated herself as an actress. She recently wrapped the indie Shiva and May with Zasha Mamet from HBO's Girls, and there's already good buzz surrounding that performance. Listen, she was also good enough to land the lead in David O. Russell's Nailed years ago. Even though that film hasn't seen the light of day, if she's good enough for David O., she could be good enough for HBO. Finally, we have the favorite, Rosario Dawson. The second season of True Detective is expected to feature 3 white male leads: Colin Farrell, Taylor Kitsch, and Vince Vaughn. Now, all 3 of these guys are solid actors that should do well in their respective roles, but their casting is not representative of the Los Angeles that I know and love. When I step outside, I'm in the minority, and I'd like to see True Detective reflect that reality by casting an actress of color. So who better than Rosario Dawson, a criminally underrated actress who has excelled under the direction of Spike Lee. She's worked with Tarantino, Oliver Stone, and Danny Boyle recently, and she's coming off a starring turn in the biggest hit of Toronto, Chris Rock's Top 5. She also co-stars in Netflix's upcoming Daredevil series. But you know what? It's Dawson's performance as a young rape victim in the unrated movie Descent that actually showed me that she has what it takes to pull off True Detective. A representative for Dawson had no comment. I think Rosario Dawson would be a fantastic addition, but we will have to wait another couple of weeks before we find out who Nic Pizzolatto and HBO have settled on. This has been What's the Deal with True Detective. Thanks for reading TheWrap.com, and you can follow me on Twitter at TheInSnyder.
What's the deal with Jeff Snyder?